Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Doing a very well-known beer tonight, the #2 most watched video I've ever done, dating back to 2009. This is good old regular Blue Moon Belgian White. Well, it's really just called Blue Moon, and it's just, it says Belgian White at the top there, Belgian-style wheat ale. It's ABV 5.4. I poured both glasses, or well, one and a half bottles into the wheat beer glass. I was really disappointed that it didn't generate much of a head. I poured it really aggressively too, and I figured it was gonna foam up, but it didn't. That's kind of a bummer. Otherwise, it's actually pretty dark for a Belgian white or a wit beer. I mean, wit means white. That's why they call it a wit beer. It's supposed to be a much more of like a pale yellow color. This is straight up orange. I think they probably color it orange to go with the orange flavor. This is one of the first non-fizzy ale beers I've ever had. I think Guinness was my first non-fizzy ale beer, and then I think Blue Moon. I remember drinking this maybe 12, 15 years ago. A friend of mine was like, "Oh, you gotta try this beer. It's orange flavored beer." And I was just like, "Orange flavored beer? It sounds gross." And I had it, and I was just like, "Oh, that's interesting. It's different. I don't know if I drink it all the time." Actually, I haven't had regular Blue Moon in a long time. So, anyways, let's get on the aroma. Well, I mean, yeah, it's sort of Belgian-y, kind of orangey, but it also has like that distinct macro smell to it. Where it's been more grain than the yeast character or anything. There's some orange in there, but let's give it a try. Cheers. You know what? Up front, it was, as soon as it hits my lips, the first thing that came to mind was, this tastes like a pumpkin beer. I mean, they actually do use, features a crisp wheat finish. How can a wheat finish? And the perfect combination of orange peel and coriander. Bring out Blue Moon's natural spices by serving it in a Pilsner glass with an orange slice garnish. Yeah, whenever you see this in a restaurant, they usually do put an orange in there. But again, that should just put that in your mind of orange flavored beer. And then speaking of which, I did get kind of like a orange, how orange soda tastes, like Orange Crush or Fanta. I haven't had orange soda in a long time, but that was the flavor immediately came to mind when I was drinking this. Yeah, so up front you get the coriander and the orange peel. They're not too intense, but they're strong enough for me to notice. Yeah, so it's kind of in that pumpkin beer kind of style, kind of dry spiciness. The actual base beer palate, it's not too intense. Just kind of very kind of simple wheat beer. It doesn't really have that Belgian white quality to it. I mean, this couldn't hold a candle to Blanche de Nemours, even Blanche de Brussels, maybe even Hoegaarden. Yeah, I do get the orange in here is like I said, it's like orange soda. I'd be really interested to know if they, cheat a little and throw some orange flavoring in here. I mean, yeah, it says orange peel, but orange peel is more of a spice. And it's not all that spicy of a beer. I mean, it's you get a little bit of spice flavor, but it's not dancing on your tongue the way a good pumpkin would, or a real Belgian would from natural Belgian yeast and characters. I gotta say the drinkability on this is really good. It's very smooth. Yeah, it's kind of crisp. The mouth feels. It's not too thin. You know, it doesn't have like a lagery mouthfeel, but it's not. It's certainly not thick and soft either. It has like a nice kind of, you know, right middle of the road, medium body. You know, kind of crisp. It's refreshing while it's in the mouth. Leaves just a slight dry aftertaste, but you know, otherwise it's really easy to suck this down. Yeah, not much else to say about it. I mean, a lot of people poo-poo Blue Moon, Shock Top, all those types of beers. Let me see if we can get a little bit more of the sediment in here. Craft beer enthusiasts, that is. But you know, I know a lot of brewers are like, they love Blue Moon because it gets people into real beer. And if like that's all you know is Bud Miller Coors, you know, Blue Moon's a good first step. It's not an end goal. So, yeah, I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. Let's rate this on Rate Beer. All right, aroma. I mean, it's okay. You know, it's okay. I mean, there's certainly. Well, I mean, it has like that kind of generic macro scent to it. I'll give it a 6, but I think that's being very generous. Appearance. I mean, hardly any head, no lacing. That's really bummer. Too dark. I give it a 3. Maybe I should give it a 2. You know, I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 on appearance because no head, no lacing. Color's too dark. Taste. Again, taste not bad. I really do not dislike the taste here. I don't love the taste. It could be so much better. I give it a 6 out of 10 on taste. Palate. Like I said, it's smooth, crisp, easy to drink, refreshing. It's 5.4 ABV. You know, I think it could have a little bit more, you know, bang for the buck, like as far as like weight. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 on palate. Overall, 13 out of 20. I think that's a little, yeah, it's a little generous. That's a 3.1, which I think is a 6 or a, I think it's a low 6 or a high 5. It's a medium 5. Yeah, I guess I would agree with that. I mean, that's what I gave this in 2009 when I reviewed it. So yeah, 5 out of 10 for Blue Moon Belgian White. It's not a bad beer. It's not a good beer. It's just right there, right in the middle. Pretty much like it should be, you know. So if you like Blue Moon, I can recommend tons of other better beers of the style to try. But you know, it's a good, you know, jumping on point for craft beer. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.